It's the Sunday night visible broadcast in your area, wherever applicable in your area. Then this is Shifty Sunday with your host, Hebrew77, coming up next on the Hebrew channel. So stay tuned, stick around, and sit back and relax because Shifty Sunday starts right about now. Woo! Hey, everybody. Welcome to Shifty Sunday. I'm your host with the most that likes putting butter on his rolls, Hebrew77. And I also like to watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast roasting a, um, a ghost over an open flame. And hey, everybody, I'm Hebrew77, your host, along with good old Keith's dad. He is the bad ass dad, all dressed in plaid. And don't get him mad, or he'll make you really sad. Keith's dad, everybody. How you doing?
How's it going? Hey, did I just notice I had a placard on your intro?
Yes, you did.
Mark that down, guys. That's first I saw. Usually I'm just the guest. It looked like I got my own placard today.
Yeah, well, Armor Up basically retired, and Saggy, hell, I haven't heard from him physically. Not physically. I never physically hear from him, but like we haven't talked on the phone in about how long has it been since December 19th? It's been over almost, I would say, a week and a half, probably. And but we did talk to him. We talked to him in Shifty Sunday Hangouts, and he's doing all right. He's okay. He's he's hanging in there. I don't know if he's having phone troubles or what the deal is, but Keith's dad, it's very interesting to have you on the show, and that's why I put your name in the opening title sequence.
So have you called Robert Stack to give an update?
Oh man. No, I told Sanji I would probably do that, and he said, well, if you do that, I'll go into hiding.
It was hilarious.
I should have told him I'd split the reward with him. Because there's a reward on him,
Oh man, really? What's the reward?
I don't know, 1,500.
Like a $10 gift card to, the Payless shoes.
Well, yeah, I should have said that. I should have said 1,500. You're right. 1,500 is a little bit much to be spending on Sanji. Yeah.
So, if I didn't wish anybody a Merry Christmas, happy Merry belated holiday Christmas tidings. I think I covered everything.
That covers everything. That's a blanket term right there. Christmas tidings to you and all your kin. What I like to say because of the song, So I got a few things to say about Christmas. Now, I know this hasn't been like one of your best years. I know it's been a horrible year for you, but I'm sure you did something, like, didn't you?
I'll be honest. The highlight of my holiday was last night doing the show. I get really excited doing those shows. I think we got a good what's the word? A good show going, and so I'm going to keep it up. And yeah, I was really excited all day yesterday, but yes, you're right. It's been a horrible year for me. It doesn't look like it's getting any better, but we had like 3 Christmas specials and yesterday's, we missed you. We missed you yesterday, Hebrew.
Yeah, I just, yesterday was spending time with family, and it was a long ass day, and I just whenever I returned back here to the old dusty, moldy garage / apartment. I was exhausted, man. I'll be honest with you. I was exhausted, and I had a belly full of eats and treats, and I was ready to go to bed, man. I
Oh
really
no,
was.
everyone needs a break every now and then, especially on Christmas. I didn't expect anyone to really pop in on Christmas. I mean, I was just gonna go alone, but then we had a couple people that Rav and Remy decided to pop in, even though Rav was half an hour late. I'll never forgive him for that. But I will say, you can't miss Wednesday, Hebrew.
Oh no, I'm not going to miss Wednesday.
What makes me the happiest is having to put you guys through this pain and torment of these terrible movies, and then watching the audience have to go through it as well. And I'll be honest, out of all the shows we've watched so far, this is the one. This is the big turd that is dropping on the Keith's Dad channel next week.
It was the turd that was under constipation for a long time, and now it's ready, huh?
Yeah, because most of the movies we watch are they're not bad, they're not truly terrible. They're at least
like
watchable.
that one we watched last Wednesday wasn't all that horrible.
Yeah, was that The Littlest Angel?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
watchable. The squirrel?
Oh, the squirrel, the Great Rupert. Yeah.
No, that wasn't too horrible. It was just a confusing plot, and a lot of the stuff didn't make sense, but it wasn't awful in the way that it was like too unwatchable. You know what I mean?
That was getting everyone prepared. I put some easy ones out for people so that they could build up their resistance to these terrible movies that we have coming up. And Wednesdays is the first one. The first one that's terrible. Satan's Cheerleaders. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah.
It's bad.
I'm looking forward to it in a way, though. It should be fun. Should be fun to do.
Yeah, well, we will have a blast. We will have a blast.
Speaking of having a blast, it looks like our chat room's having a blast here tonight. We got 8 people watching, and I will name some of those people because I know a lot of them are probably hiding. I know one person that is hiding, but not because they don't want to show themselves, because they really have no choice but to hide because they can't chat. They can only watch. So that person, of course, is CJ, and she lost her account, unfortunately, due to forgetting the password or something of that nature. I don't know what it was, but
that's terrible.
It is terrible because I had that happen to me like 8 years ago. I had an account, Ghostbuster Guy 2001, and well, it's kind of horrible and kind of cool at the same time. Well, I'll tell you why. It was horrible that I lost that account, but kind of cool that now I got this account because I would never had this account and never got to meet all of you wonderful people had I not lost that account. So in a way, I guess it was kind of kind of stepping up. But hey, with all that being said, let me go ahead and shout out these wonderful chatters, man, real quick before we get started. Okay, so right off the top here, we got Go Kart Bob screeching in. And we got, now don't crash it. No, he used to do that. He used to crash him, and oh boy, did he not like that? Well, nobody likes to be crashed, I guess, So we got Eddie Von Kuhn. Oh wait, huh? What are you? EDDIY? Eddie Kuhn. Why are you calling yourself weird names, man? I mean, seriously, come on. No, I'm just kidding. I kid. But no, seriously, he's a good guy. And, check him out if you need a used van down by the river. He'll sell you that van at cheap prices, dirt cheap.
They pull it out of the river? Is that why it's about the river?
Well, I think maybe. Now, don't quote me on that, though. I don't know. I know he sells a used mattress with every van, so that's probably why they're so cheap.
That's terrible.
Aurora Morvorax is here.
Yeah, fair enough. That works.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me scroll up here. I know there was other people. We had Michael Fontaine coming in earlier today.
Yeah.
Michael Fontaine. Michael Fontaine.
Oh yeah, I missed it. Michael Fontaine. I gotta get on the ball.
Yeah, I know, right? What you doing over there, man? You like
eating M&Ms.
Oh, yeah.
For Christmas, I got a big old bag of M&Ms. That's
Well, see, you could have played that off like I left you in the green room too long. You're eating M&Ms from the green room. See?
Oh yeah, there we go. Only brown ones.
Brown ones. I love it. We had Nicole Ackerman here earlier on. She says, "Oh no, Saggy's still missing." Yep, he's still missing. I don't know what the heck that dude. It can only be two things. Like I've counted it down to only two things. Either he has a huge problem with his phone, which I don't know how he's able to send us stuff from Shifty Sunday. Maybe he's able to do that, but not able to like make any calls or anything. I don't know. But I guess that's possible. You could still have internet service and not calling service.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. If you don't have phone service, my phone will still connect to like Wi-Fi.
Okay. Yeah. True. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is he's really mad at me for some reason, which I can't think of anything. I didn't do anything, and he talked like we talked on the thing, you know,
The thing.
But go, you know the thing.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that in a while.
No, you haven't.
No. That was Armor Up's favorite part of the show. We got bone breaking action coming in dead last.
Oh yeah, he just put out a video. I just watched your video and I clicked like. I do that.
Yeah.
Not only that, I recently just redid like my whole channel and I threw all you guys' names down there as the featured channels.
Sweet. Yeah, do I have you in my repertoire? I don't know.
You do.
Do I?
Because that's where I ended up getting everyone's channels was I went through your channels.
Oh, okay. Cool. I only had 2 crashes. One was bad. One was just scary as F. Wow. Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. I've never raced, except for maybe bikes, as a kid or something like that. But I've never raced a car. I went really fast in cars once, but I never raced. I never crashed. I never had a wreck ever, except for I take that back. Before I never crashed since I've gotten my driver's license. Let's put it that way. I crashed pre-driver's license, like during the what do you call those years? The driver's ed years, I guess you would say.
Driver's ed?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When you had your permit.
Yeah, I crashed during the permit years, but that was because, man, let me tell you, I was in the truck. All right, I'll tell you this story real quick. And my grandpa was screaming at me like, "Slow down, watch that turn, do this," and then he was like, "Watch that turn, don't turn so sharp." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Where?" And yeah, right in my ear as I'm driving. And you know how nervous you get when people are like judging you or like, yelling at you while you're driving. So I turned, he's like, "Watch out for that pole." And what did I do? I turned right into the thing that he said for me to look out for. I crashed into a freaking utility pole.
Well, the closest I've ever come to racing is I haven't actually raced anyone because I never had a car that was, raceable. But I was doing a road trip and I found myself in New Mexico. And I ended up getting off the highway, and there was a road. There was a road that was so straight and so long that you couldn't see the end of it. It went over the curvature of the earth, and you could see everything. It was desert, so you could see everything. So you could see if there's a police officer like 10 miles away.
You just
Basically.
baffled. You just baffled like half our audience out there that's flat earthers. By the way, just
Oh,
saying.
oh,
Yeah.
oh! It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
And
go ahead. Go ahead. I just wanted to put that out there.
so I had a sunroof, and me and my wife would take turns of one of us would stand, out the sunroof, and the other would go like 120 miles an hour down the road. It was awesome.
Wow. That is totally cool, man. Well, not cool, but kind of cool. Like I think I used to, like, one time, once or twice. I rode with my friend. I went to high school. Now this is a girl we're talking about here, so not saying it's either girls or guys that do this. We both do when we're young. We all do. But she was particularly just. She would actually scare me. Like, I never had anyone drive before that would literally scare me. We're talking about white knuckles. I would clinch onto the shit bar, the oh shit bar. You know what that is. And just literally, like, she would take turns at like 50 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour, like, I was like, dude, really? I mean, by the time we reached our destination, I was ready to like crawl out. Not only that, but walk home. I'm like, I think I'll walk home. It could have been like really late at night on a back scary road somewhere. And no matter how scary it looked, I was going to do it. I was like, I'm walking home. She's like, what, are you crazy? No, I said, well, look who's calling who crazy. Like, she's like, oh, come on, wussy. Get in here.
Yeah, I've had my share. My mom. So my mom drives a it's Bumblebee, same color and everything. What is
Oh,
what is
wow.
Bumblebee from Transformers? It's that car. And she only knows she doesn't know. She only knows two things. You either put your foot all the way on the brake or you put your foot all the way on the gas. There is no in between.
Oh, wow.
So it's very like choppy stop and go. And then when she hits the brakes, I feel like I'm gonna go through the front the front windshield. She's crazy in that vehicle.
I'll tell you what. I don't mean to chalk this down to women. Like, that's all we've talked about so far. But my wife, when she's like driving, like, she'll get, like, if she's on a narrow road or something, she'll get so far over, I think we're going to go into a ditch. And not only that, but anywhere there's like a curb or a, those mediums,
Yep.
not in the middle of the road, but like in the parking lot and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, every time we go somewhere and she's getting ready to pull into something, she gets either all the way up against the curb or all the way onto the medium. Sometimes I'll go, you're getting ready to hit that, and then bunk. I'm like, oh shit, man. Really? Like, you didn't see that curb coming? Like, that curb, like, there was a whole island in the middle of the mall parking lot, and she didn't see it.
I was say my mom's also notorious for leaving her blinker on, like
Oh, man.
like forever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've done that once or twice by accident, but like, and then because you know how sometimes you click your blinker and then the wheel, like, if you don't turn
Yeah.
all the way, the wheel doesn't click it off.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've done that maybe once, but
I mean, I'll say I've gone a couple of times, but with my mom, it's literally every time she's out driving.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
Every time.
It's like, well, I'll tell you what, the other day, man, and this happens a lot. It's like this dude, he got all the way down the road and then short stopped me, and I had to slam on my brake. I'm like, really? What are you doing? Well, he was turning, and I kind of knew this, but he didn't turn on his blinker till after he was like right there. Like, he was right at the road. I'm like, really? What are they teaching people these days?
I'll be honest. I couldn't tell you when it's just habit. You just do it. Like, it's just part of driving. Driving, I don't really even think about it very much anymore. I just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I just Nike it.
Do it. How's that song go? Do you
Wait,
remember
that's
that
a song?
Yeah, it was like what was that? It's me and Dr. Dre, y'all. Those guys, Yo MTV Raps, those two guys. Not Dr. Dre like Dr. Dre like Chronic, but Dr. Dre, the other Dr. Dre. Because there was two Dr. Dre's. There was Eddie Money, or not Eddie Money. There was G Money or something like that, and there was Dr. Dre. There was a big fat guy and a little skinny guy, but there was two Dr. Dre's.
You know, I got a conspiracy theory for you. Actually, in fact, it's Bone Breaking Actions that's got the conspiracy theory for you. Maybe Saggy is Santa Claus.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Saggy Claus.
Saggy Claus, yeah.
Says Euler with Greg. You know, it makes sense. He just kind of dropped off. Maybe he had to, fill up on some milk and cookies and give toys to everyone around the world, and we'll see him in a little bit. That's
Speaking of Christmas, man, I got to tell you, my Christmas went great. Like I had an awesome Christmas, and it wasn't about the food. It wasn't about the presents, just about the fact that both of my sisters were there, and they're never around. Like they're always just like every year we invite them over and they're just like, nobody shows up. We'll make a ton of food and nobody shows up, but this year it was like we had a house full. Let me tell you, my two sisters, all of my nieces and nephews, even the dog, like even the family dog, like everybody was there, and it was just like a freaking amazing. It was like the big family get together, and we had tons of food, dude. We had raviolis, we had turkey, we had the ham, all the stuff that we
wow.
talked about. Yeah, all the stuff that we remember when we were talking about Christmas food like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all that.
yeah, all of it, all of it, man. The green bean casserole, broccoli and rice casserole.
See, on Christmas you
potatoes.
can get away with that. On
Yeah.
Thanksgiving you can't get away with that. For
No.
me, you got to be very, very basic on Thanksgiving. A lot of just basic stuff, corn, potatoes, stuff like that. But on Christmas, go nuts. Just whatever you want.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, there's something I'm going to show you. We talked about how Christmas is mostly kind of just for kids anymore, because when you're a kid, it's for you. You feel that way. You're like, yay, toys, but when you have kids, the kids are the ones you like seeing the smiles on their faces and see them like run around and play games and all this stuff. Well, let me tell you something, man. Another cool thing that nobody wants to talk about, nobody's mentioning, is how when you give your kid a toy or something really neat and you get to enjoy that with them, it's like something you get to play with them. Like I got my daughter this awesome Hot Wheels toy, and it's got like, I can explain it to you. I'll show a picture here in a minute, but it's this dragon, and he's at the top of this pole, and he circles around the pole and goes all the way around until he gets to the bottom. And the whole thing is your car goes in this little launching pad, and you hit it. I think it's spring loaded, and you hit like the button or the switch or whatever. You bash it down, the car goes flying up. It is, oh man, it's you'd have to be there to see what I'm talking about. But anyway, so the object is you got to stop the dragon before it gets to the ground. So you're launching the car, and I'm telling you, man, we had a blast, dude. We had cars just flying across the room. They were flying, 50 feet away. I mean, honestly, one of the cars landed all the way into the kitchen. I mean, it was just so. And I ended up stopping the dragon a couple times, and my daughter, she actually stopped it a couple times. And what it is, it's got this thing on its back. It looks like a little battery thing or whatever. And you hit that. It's like a button. Your car hits that, the dragon stops, and you hear people cheering and stuff. It's really cool. It's a really cool toy. Here, let me give you a picture of it. Let's see.
Okay.
Hot Wheels Dragon set. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Oh, there it is. Yes. Yes, sir. $30? Hell, I paid 40 something dollars for this damn thing.
Well, it's after Christmas now.
Yeah. They're even serious right now. So here it is. Now this one's different. This one has loops. Okay. The one that I got her didn't have any loops. Here it is. Zoop. Let's see if I can get it on the screen here. On the big screen. The big screen. Man. Another thing I got was an air hockey table. Like those miniature air hockey tables?
Yep.
My mom got me that for Christmas, and me and my daughter and nieces all had a blast playing that. But look, check this out. Here's the thing right there. See?
Oh, wow.
There's a dragon. See how it goes down goes down the pole, basically?
Yep.
There's the pole there. And yeah, see, you launch your car out of this launching pad. Well, they're not showing there's the launching pad behind it. I don't know why this is this, but yeah, you put all these cars here. And the object is the dragon's supposed to eat these cards and knock them off his tail. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
It does look like a lot of fun. That looks like a very complicated toy.
No, it actually, in reality, it really isn't. I mean, you're just flinging cars out of this little launching pad here, But it's almost like a game. It's like it's like one of those interactive games,
Going back to something that you said when it said, that Christmas was for kids. All right, so I feel like I'm torn in the middle right now because I was with my my mom and my meme grandmother, and they wanted to watch these movies this whole Christmas season, this whole past week. They wanted to watch particular movies, and they were all like Jesus movies and like the Messiah and what's that Mary showing up at Fatima and all these like different religious ones, and those are cool. I mean, I've seen them and they're not bad, but every once in a while, let's get a Christmas story that has absolutely nothing to do with religion. I had to basically come into my own room and watch A Boy Named Christmas, which was a fantastic movie.
Yeah,
that was a cute movie. But yeah, it's like I'm too old for the kids movies like the Polar Express and stuff like that. Maybe I'm not too old for that. But
I would watch that. I would. I'm not gonna lie.
But I'm not old enough yet to go, full on Christian movies when it comes to Christmas.
Well, not only that, but you get all these cheaply made like Hallmark movie specials too around Christmas.
Right.
And it gets to be too much. Like there's dozens of these Hallmark Christmas classics. Like where'd they get all these Christmas movies to begin with? Like, man, they must really make a ton of these things. Like they must really focus on these things. Because not only the Hallmark Channel, but if you go to like Pluto TV and Tubi and even YouTube, like you can see all these cheap ass movies that you've never even heard of. And that's where I get the Christmas Carol movies, the ones I did on the ones that Mass YouTuber did on his channel,
Yeah.
So,
the Mass. How could you confuse that? You're obvious. You couldn't be the Mass YouTuber.
No. Obviously not. It's not me. Which we might, but I do produce it. I do produce his shows, and only under threat. As you recall, there was a video a while back where he beat me up. He broke into my apartment and then beat me up. And
oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. But no, seriously, dude. My favorite Christmas classics are things that don't really have anything to do with religion. Now, I know that sounds funny, because they should really. I mean, it's a celebration of Jesus's birth, but I have more enjoyment out of things that like Christmas Carol movie or Die Hard or Home Alone or movies that aren't necessarily having to do with religion, but have to do with Christmas. What you think about when you think about Christmas time,
Yeah, it brings you the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep. Those are the type of movies I like to watch too.
A Christmas Story, for an example. I mean,
I did watch one that I wasn't a big fan of. I watched the beginning of it and I was just like, no. This maybe in 28 years when it loses its copyright, we'll put it on the show. But it was called The Christmas Chronicles.
and
It had oh man, it had somebody for Santa that I would never ever picture as Santa. Let me look it up real quick. Santa is played by give me the cast. Isn't it? Oh, Kurt Russell.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Kurt Russell. And I'll be honest, Kurt Russell, great actor and everything, but Santa Claus, really? Like the Santa Claus? It just didn't fit.
If you think that's bad, there's a movie I came across. There's one of those, I think it was Tubi, and it was the Legend of Saint Nicholas, and it was starring, get this, Kelsey Grammer as Santa Claus, like the Santa Claus.
There are just certain roles that just you can't do it.
No. But here's a Christmas memory I do want to share with you guys real quick. One of my favorite Christmases, besides the Christmas where I got Castle Grayskull, that was a really awesome Christmas too. But as I was coming out of childhood and kind of going into like preteen years, like I was maybe 10 or 11 years old, I had friends all around me that had a Nintendo, but I never had a Nintendo. And the following Christmas was like the Christmas where I really wanted a Nintendo really bad, right? And well, by the time I wanted a Nintendo, it was the Nintendo that came with Duck Hunt and the gun that came out. And I got to tell you, man, I wanted the Nintendo so bad. And then when I saw this and when I opened it, it was one of those Christmas moments that you have when you're a little kid and you're surprised and shocked by it at the same time. Like you kind of know you're getting it, but even if you kind of know, you still are shocked by it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like, I knew, and back then, the original Nintendo back then was like over $100. So it was like, it really was a big deal. And I think the rest of my presents might have been socks and underwear.
And you got it when you were 10, 11-ish?
Yeah.
Was it a top loader Nintendo? Because isn't that, I mean, by the time that came out, Nintendo's been out for like 4 or 5 years already, right?
Well, let's see. Nintendo came out, what, 85?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I think the one that I had a hold of, well, here, let me show you. I took the liberty of liberty. I took the liberty of looking it up. This is what I had.
Okay, that's the regular Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one where you had to blow in it.
Duck Hunt and the gun.
Yeah. Was it orange or did you have the gray one?
I had the gray one.
Yeah, the gray gun.
Yeah, the gray gun. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it was 1988 or 87. I think I was 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken. Let's see, 77. Yeah. 88, I would have been around 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 9 or 10. I don't. Yeah, 10 because at 12 years old would have been 89 at 12. Because
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, 88, I was around probably 10 or 11. I'd say 10. Because I didn't turn 11 until October of that following year. Because I'm October 77. So maybe 11. But the point is, I got that Nintendo, and it was just awesome. You know, it was awesome for me. I got and at the time I had so many. You know, you had a video rental store, and when you went to the video rental store, they rented out Nintendo tapes.
Yeah.
So you'd go and every week, and they were pretty cheap, like $2 for 5 nights for so many games. And so that was our whole weekend, man. We'd go, $20 back in the 80s would be like $100 is today, man. Like it would stretch you a long ways for entertainment. You could go rent, 6 or 7 movies, 3 or 4 Nintendo games, buy you some candy and chips and still have a couple bucks left over. It really did. It stretched a long way. I'm serious.
Yeah, it says in 1980, $20 in 1980, right, is about $67 today.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's more than I would expected. That's 3 times. 3 times as much.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And back then, gas was like $1 something.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
had
mean?
a moped in the 90s, and I used to fill up the moped with a dollar because
Yeah.
it only had a 1 gallon tank. I remember that.
Yeah. It was, back then, I mean, dude, if you had a budget, you had a ludget because it was a ludge of fun. I don't know. I just think I made up a word there. But so what are your fondest Christmas memories as a child?
Well, Christmas memories. Whew. All right. So I remember growing up, I always wanted a Hot Wheels, never got a Hot Wheels. Never really expected to get a Hot Wheels though. But that was one of those toys that you always wanted, but I never really expected to get that. One thing I did want one year, and I must have been maybe 6 or 7 years old. I can't remember. Is my brother was playing the trombone. He played the trombone in the band or whatever. And one Christmas, I really wanted a saxophone. I wanted to learn how to play the sax, and I wanted to play the sax. And yeah, I didn't get a sax. In fact, I did get a saxophone, only it was one of the little toy ones that you pushed a
Yeah.
button and it made a noise. You couldn't even blow in it.
Right.
And I remember it being a very disappointing toy because I really, really wanted a real saxophone. But as far as like toys that I got that I really wanted, I'll be honest, I didn't really have too much want as a kid. I think I was more of a candy person back in the day. And we had tons of candy.
Yeah.
No, let me here we go. I got one favorite one. Okay. So it's not a present. It's the tradition. So there are 4 kids in my family, and we had our stockings. We would put our stockings up, and stockings were very much a tradition in my family, to the point where when we woke up, we had to wait for my parents to wake up before we could open up presents. However, our stockings were a different matter. We had full access to our stockings the moment we woke up. And I remember every day, every Christmas for years, when I woke up, my stocking would actually be at the end of my bed. So it would have moved from the living room to the end of my bed, and it would be full of just candy and little toys and stuff like that. So that was a fond memory.
I hope there are no kids listening right now because I'm about to say something that might hurt them.
You're about to lie? No, you're about to lie. I got you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, you know how I first discovered Santa Claus wasn't real?
When?
Well, first of all, my cousin told me, like my older cousin told me, and it pissed me off to no end. I was like, no, that's not true. That's impossible. I sounded like Luke when he found it out that Darth Vader was-
No.
yeah, no.
Right, you can do it.
Yeah.
Alexa, I am your father.
No, that's not true. That's impossible.
There you go.
Hey, that was perfect. But no, and then after she told me that, I'm like, oh, I don't believe you. There's no way, blah blah. I was in Santa denial, and it wasn't until that night, you're talking about stockings. We used to hang our stockings over our doorways, and because we didn't have like a fireplace or even like a sensible place to hang them, really. So that was our like we just hung them over our doorways, and sometimes even on the back of our door, like on the outside.
Yeah.
And for some reason that night I was laying down in my bed and I was sleeping with the door cracked open, and I saw my grandma go up to my stocking out of the corner of my eye, and I saw her put one of the toys. I saw her, and I'll never forget which one it was. It was a real Ghostbuster action figure, into my stocking. And I looked over, and she saw that I saw what I saw when I was seeing what I was seeing. So then she was like, she kind of gasped, like, she's like, go back to sleep. So that's
And your parents had a huge conversation over that one thing without you being there.
Right. So that, yeah. And that's sort of how I found out there was no Santa.
Nowadays you got to be like really, really tricky because kids tend to be a little bit smarter now that they have tablets and stuff. So one of the things I used to do, instead of just Santa's real, one of the things I used to do is we used to try to capture, not capture him, but make it so that the evidence was very clear. And so what I would do is we had a fireplace. We did have a fireplace, and I sprinkled flour on the floor outside the fireplace.
Cool.
So that when Santa would come down, Santa would have to walk through the flour, and thus he leaves, footprints everywhere. And every year he left his footprints coming out of the chimney, going to the tree and the presents, and then going right back to the chimney.
Nice.
And they never questioned it. Never questioned it. They could go and be a detective to find out everywhere that Santa went when he came into our house.
Yeah, I know Michael Fontaine. I know we had a whole conversation about that. Don't make me show the videos again, man. No, I kid.
Believe it or not, I'm 41 years old, and I still get presents from Santa.
Isn't that kind of nice that that happens?
Yeah.
And
if anyone, I know you guys didn't ask, so I'm going to ask myself, Keith's dad, what did you get for Christmas? I'm easy. I got a whole lot of plaid stuff. I mean, everyone just walked into Walmart and said, hey, that's the pattern Keith's dad likes. Let's get him that. So I opened up a whole lot of plaid stuff for Christmas this year.
Well, now wait a minute. What do you mean I didn't ask you what you got for Christmas?
Not yet.
No,
Did you?
no. Whenever I said, I said talk about your past. Oh shoot, man! I'm sorry. I thought during the show it was like, how was your Christmas?
Oh yeah.
I thought. I'm sorry, man. I thought that was implied, but oh well. No, what did you get for Christmas?
You could tell it was very weird this year because there were two types of people: the people that know me and the people that don't know me, right? And maybe it's not that, because most people that got me presents know me. It was more of who wanted to put the effort in, right? Because I am a very easy person to get for. If it's plaid, I want it. I mean, it's very simple. It's very I'm not a complicated person. If it's plaid, I will take it. But I did get a few, a check and some gift cards, and I did get a few of those from family members that know full well they could go to Walmart and spend $5 on plaid, but instead just decided to get me a gift card,
Oh, yeah.
which is too funny. I'm just gonna use it to buy plaid stuff, people. I mean,
Right.
which is fine because it's Christmas time, and plaid fits in with Christmas times. But just wait, we're gonna be July. I'm still gonna be wearing this plaid. People are gonna realize, he's got a bit of an unhealthy obsession with red plaid.
Well, as you I mean, it's just a lazy man's way out. It's like, what do I get them for Christmas? I'll just get them a gift card. Let them get whatever they want. Or here's what my wife will do. She'll just go around the stores about a week or two. Well, maybe not a week or two, like a month before Christmas, right? Like just before Thanksgiving, we'll go walk around. Here's what I want. I want this. I want that. You can get me this or that. She just points out possible gift ideas. And sometimes she'll even drop stuff into the cart, like, here you go. Give me that.
Just make it easy.
Yeah.
Yes. Michael Fontaine. Yes, Michael Fontaine. And not only does it have to be red plaid, it's got to be this pattern. The pattern you see on me. That specific, it can't have a line through it because there's patterns that look like this, but then they have a line through it. It's got to be this specific pattern, and it can't have a bear on it or say Merry Christmas. Oh, we're gonna do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So in case you lived underneath a rock or in a cave somewhere, Biden this past week gave us all a very special Christmas gift indeed, as he always does. He's the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, let's face it.
That was so terrible.
So what happened was, I'm going to go ahead and explain this to people. Is so like, all right, so he was on the show, and kids, it was something to do with the kids, and they were calling in. And he was answering kids' phone calls, right, for Christmas time. And they were asking him questions. And one of the kids' dad gets on the phone and decided he was going to troll him. So he goes at the very end of the conversation. Well, here, just listen to it. We'll let the video speak for itself. But it is very hilarious.
I've never felt bad for a sitting president, and I felt bad for him for this video.
Oh my gosh.
I think I felt more bad for Jill.
Yeah, it's at that very moment where she actually did realize she puts her head down like, oh no, like, oh boy, what just happened? So right now I'm trying to find a video that might not be copyright. We'll go with Associated Press. Associated Press won't get us, I don't think. So here we go. Okay, so let me go ahead and I think this is it. Yeah, this is.
And how about Penelope?
Well, Penelope, she's only 2, so I think she'd be happy with just that.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful that you have a 2-year-old. Well, have a Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful Christmas.
And by the way, you guys have to be in bed by 9 o'clock, and asleep between 9 and 12, or he doesn't show up.
This isn't to you, Jared. This is to the kids.
That's right.
I hope you have a wonderful Christmas.
Well, yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Hey, by the way,
There you go.
No, you gotta watch Jill's reaction to this. She just life just dies. She just dies inside.
But I do want to let's hear that one more time in case people didn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
Oregon?
No, you gotta go well before that.
Yeah, before that. You're right. Yeah, I like how he asked him like where he's He's added.
Brandon, I agree. Hey, by the way, where
Oh,
are you in?
dang it. Okay, right here.
Merry
Okay.
Christmas and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Hey, by the way, where are you in Oregon?
Hey, Philo Fire.
Oh, there she goes, right there.
All right.
She just.
I felt so
Oh, my
bad
God.
for her.
I mean, it's either somebody whispered that in her earpiece, or it just hit her like she was in a moment of shock, and it just hit her. Obviously, it never hit him. You know.
I mean, he agreed. I agree. Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah. So, yeah, very like I said, isn't he the gift that keeps on giving? I mean,
I can't.
I'm sorry, but if you're hey, you know what? He's the one that set himself up for all this. I
It
mean,
just
he
it
did.
just gets to a point where it becomes very sad. Like it's just very sad. Like you feel bad for the guy. Like I mean, I know that he's the president, all, but he doesn't know what he's doing anymore. That's the whole point.
Yeah, that's you got a good point there, but I still find it hilarious.
Oh no, it is hilarious. It is hilarious. It's like face palming hilarious. Like, oh my goodness. When are they gonna let this end for him? When
Maybe in 2024. Maybe sooner. You think he'll last another 2 years?
I really don't. Honestly, if you go back through my videos, I made a prediction that during the first year of his presidency, it would come out that he had either dementia or something like that, some sort of brain, older people thing, because it was very obvious that he has it. So I expected it to come out, and I'm already losing a bet.
Well, looky here. This is what Eddie Von King says. My thoughts, does his staff have him so isolated that he's never heard of that? Or is he that damn lost? I think it's a little bit of both, actually, probably.
Yeah, I would lean more on that. He's lost. He knows what it's. There have been other videos. He knows what that means. But
Yeah,
when you're live on camera and you get insulted like that, you kind of gotta bite the bullet. You can't like go off on. You're talking to kids. You know what is he supposed to do?
that's true too. Yeah.
It's not like you could give him the finger or anything. What?
Yeah, could you imagine?
What would be Trump's reaction, do you think? What do you think if Trump was there answering calls from NORAD, right? And it was kids that was calling, and somebody said hashtag like not my president. What do you think he would do?
I could tell you already what he would probably react to it, but I don't think he would react to it as though you would as if you were like hanging up on him, like, oops, we lost him or something, I don't
think he'd make a quip because if someone was to do that to
I
him,
think he would. I think he would make a quip, yes.
Fire thinks that that Trump would play along. Wasn't that what Biden did? Was kind of play along?
That's what he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he did. But Trump would make a quip. He would definitely. He's never at loss of words. You know this.
No, he's never lost the words.
So they would either cut it, or he would say something around towards the fact. All right,
I did find that he's basically passed his what did he do? He passed his baton of tweeting to Elon Musk recently, because Elon Musk is going crazy on Twitter lately.
Well, speaking of Elon Musk and Biden and Trump and Bill Gates and all that, I actually, how those guys they make songs about the C word that we're not allowed to say on YouTube.
Catholicism?
Well, that too, but I mean, like, no,
Yeah,
we're allowed to say that. Not a whole lot of people like that, but you know,
Yes.
they get a bad rep. They do, but no, the the videos about the poke and the C word.
Black Plague.
Yeah. There you go.
The Fauci ouchie.
Yeah, the Fauci ouchie. Oh, I like that. That's good. Hey, you rhymed. You rhymed today.
I did.
Yes. Usually it's me. I'm the one that rhymes, but good job, man.
Well, I didn't invent that. That's just I've enjoyed saying that.
Yeah.
Calling it the Fauci ouchie.
The Fauci ouchie. I like that. But no, I there's people that make songs about that they've been doing that, and the Reverend guy that says he's going to blow COVID away and all that. Shit, I just said it. But yes, I'm a horrible singer. I'll admit that right now. I'm usually off key and I'm tone deaf. So I don't usually sing that very well. But I was messing around in my kitchen, washing dishes and this and that. And then all of a sudden I came up with a song. And it's basically, you ever heard that song like, why do you drink? Why do you smoke? You know that song?
No.
No? Okay.
No, but I'll go with it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that song.
No, but let's ask the audience. Do you guys know that song I'm talking about? I bet Philo Fire might say something.
Philo Fire knows everything.
Yeah. See, Eddie Von Kuhn said he never heard of it either, so you're not alone. It's not like it's I got big butts and I cannot lie. Even you little Italian girls can't deny. Baby got back.
Well, while we're waiting for whether Philo Fire has heard that song, I will say I do sing. And I don't care whether or not someone thinks I'm good or not, because I just love doing it. And if you go to my channel, I have a bunch of songs of me singing. I made some music videos at one point.
I don't think it is Hank Sr. It is a country song. That's probably why a lot of y'all haven't heard of it. Maybe it is Hank Sr. Could be. Or Hank Jr. But anywho, I sing a song to that beat. Like I made up this song, and it's called the No Poke Joke song. No Poke Joke. So I have to say this is a parody. Okay, I'm saying this for legal purposes to YouTube. This is a parody, and I hope this is a parody that doesn't get our stream shut down.
YouTube is like Honey Badger. YouTube don't care.
I don't care. I don't care, but I think this will be fine. I guess we'll find out if we get shut down midstream. But if we do, hey guys, thanks for joining us for Shifty Sunday. But I think you guys will get some enjoyment out of this. Not my singing, but the comedy portion of it anyway.
Oh, you're just singing? Oh yeah, YouTube won't care.
Yeah, this is me singing. I think YouTube might not care, but our audience might.
I mean, I guess it depends on how close you get.
Yeah.
You're gonna be pitch perfect?
No.
Oh, okay, then you'll be fine. Definitely
not. That's the whole point of me giving out this warning beforehand that I'm not pitch perfect. So anyway, this one is for you guys in the audience, but a special shout out goes to Connie Joe. Because she, like I said, she's watching tonight, but she can't comment or anything. So here we go. Keithstad, are you ready for this one?
Oh, I'm always ready for you to sing.
Oh man, this could be a disaster, but I think you guys will think it's pretty funny. I hope. I don't know. Anyway, here it goes. With no further delay, here is my debut of the No Poke Joke. So here we go. Wow. Well, you guys know that old song, don't you, about the why do you drink and why do you smoke? Well, I'm going to make up my own song, and I'm going to kind of use those words a little bit to have at it. And just for the full effect, I'm gonna light me up a cigarette while I do it. Well, all my friends say, hold on, let me light up the cigarette. All right, now, where was I? Well, my friends say, why do you drink? And why do you smoke? I say because the U.S. government's always trying to force me to get the poke. Well, I will never do it. I will say, no way, Jose. You could save all your bullshit for yet another day. If I'm gonna go to hell, I'll go on my own accord. And not because I've got the mark of the beast. That's just something I can't afford. When the U.S. government comes to my house, I'll say, take your shit and go. And while we're at it, fuck you, Crazy Joe. So they were asking, why do you drink? And why do you smoke? It's because, you stupid assholes, I refuse to get the poke. I'll shout, let's go, Brandon, till the day that I die. And I'll smoke these nasty cigarettes and then blow the smoke in your eye. Well, they say, why do you drink? And why do you smoke? I said, 'cause the U.S. government's forcing me to get the poke. Now I'll say one more thing before I head out the door. Say goodbye to Crazy Biden and hello Trump in 2024. There you go.
So I Googled an article.
Uh-huh.
All right. And it tells me, let me see. All right. We got to go somewhere private. And then I got to be honest. I got to identify your musical goals, do my research, remind you of other talents you possess, help you explore other options, pledge my continued support to you, and end with a prayer. That's what Google says I got to do.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
I'm joking, of course. I'm terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, like I said before, it's definitely not pitch perfect, as you all know. But at least, you know, when you're doing something like that, you're doing it for comedy's sake. So, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was probably fun. I have fun recording my voice singing.
I like some of these comments that are coming out of people's mouths, by the way. Well, not their mouths, their keyboards. We got, I quit smoking tonight for about an hour, says Bone Breaking Action.
Yeah, I just quit smoking like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
For another half an hour, probably.
Yeah, me too. Probably for a little bit, maybe for a little while.
And interesting, well, Greg, because he just mentioned that he only smokes for the health benefits, is that cigarettes do have a health benefit. Did you know?
They have a few, yeah.
They help with motion sickness. Is the one big one.
They help with motion sickness. They help something to do with the stomach. There's a chemical in there that helps your bowels somehow. Like if you have irritable bowel syndrome or like something like that, it's supposed to help with that. And then also, believe it or not, it helps with certain lung virus diseases that go into your lungs. And I guess that's because you're constantly inhaling something. So
also, point of fact, neither of us are doctors or even close to being doctors.
No. This is just speculation and stuff that we kind of read somewhere.
Michael Fontaine said he quit smoking a year ago tomorrow. That is actually really good. I'll tell you, I wish I could just, because I don't enjoy smoking at all. I find no enjoyment in it whatsoever. It's just habit and addiction at this point. And yeah, I wish I could just stop. I
And I
do.
wanted to point out that I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on YouTube.
Yeah. So if YouTube comes in and be like, oh, they giving you bad advice. Yeah, we're giving you bad advice. Stop smoking. that's the only really good advice. And I say that as a smoker.
Well, here's Philo Fire's answer to that. And she's not wrong, I don't think.
No, she's very wrong. That is very wrong. So weed contains 4 times more tar than a cigarette does. So smoking weed is 4 times worse for your lungs than a cigarette is.
Well, I will say this.
The point is, though, is most people smoke weed less than they smoke cigarettes.
I think the point she was trying to say about the benefits of weed versus like nicotine is like the THC that's in it. I don't think she was talking about it. Probably does hurt your lungs. I'm not saying if it does or doesn't, because like we said, we're not doctors. But I do see the point of getting benefits. But you can get that from edibles or oils. Actually, you don't even have to smoke it to get those benefits. So that's what I'll say.
I'm doing a quick Google here. All right. Okay. So for some people with asthma, cannabis is an immediate bronchodilator. It relaxes the airways, which can help breathing. The drawbacks are that inhaled cannabis is an irritant and can cause increased cough, sputum, and wheezing. So as far as asthma goes, so you're right. You're right on that. But as far as asthma goes, you know what I found out this year when it came to asthma is that coffee helps asthma. I did not know that. That if you're about to have an asthma attack, if you drink a cup of coffee, that actually helps you. Did not know that.
Yeah, there's a certain way. I think there's a certain way to do it. I forget, because I actually, believe it or not, I actually learned that on an episode of Quantum Leap. He went back to a time where before they had inhalers for asthma, and so he's like, coffee. We'll make some coffee for them. And then I was like, well, is that really going to work, Sam? And it's like, well, I read articles about it somewhere. So yes. So yeah, there is some truth in that. I didn't know that though, that there was truth in that. I knew I remembered watching a Quantum Leap episode and remembering that. So, not all TV is bullshit,
just most of it.
Yeah.
My grandmother every morning watches the news, and I sit down every once in a while and I watch the news, and I'm a little more savvier when it comes to the news. And I've realized that the news, we've been calling it fake news for 4 years now. And even maybe before that.
Yeah, I've been calling that fake news for the past 20 years. I don't know about you. But
I know, but I watch it now and everything's an infomercial. Even the news is an infomercial. Like, it was crazy. There was a news broadcast, like news on the local news, that was talking about this special thing that the Salvation Army was doing, and down at the bottom right-hand corner, like in the tiniest of lettering that my grandmother can't see, it says that this segment was sponsored by the Salvation Army. They paid for a spot on the news.
Yeah, when I watch my local news, they have something similar to that too, and I'm watching the weather. And that's all I really watch the local news for, is the weather reports and stuff. And they'll have like commercials for foundation repair or roofing repair. There'll be more, and actually there'll be car commercials like, come on down to your local Ford dealer, we have 75% off because of hail damage. It'll be something to that effect. It's like there'll be about 3 or 4 sponsors within that weather programming. So yeah, you You're absolutely right, man. They've been doing that for a really long time, though. I mean, like it's been forever going. And but like, yeah, here in the last couple of years that I've been watching the weather reports, it's been getting more and more like, do you have a problem with your gutters? Do you have a problem with hail damage on your roof? Do you have a problem with cracks or leaks in your foundation? You know, and the heal your home with Heal Tech. You know, they go on. So yeah, more and more they do commercialism with your news. Would you like commercialism with your news and that cup of coffee and cigarette that you're about to have? By the way, this portion of the news is brought to you by Marlboro cigarettes. No, they don't do that anymore, but I'm sure that's what it used to be, you know? Marlboro cigarettes and Folgers coffee, you know?
Oh yeah, I do. I love Folgers coffee.
But they used to have those like stabby Folger coffee commercials, and like here lately, I've been watching. There was a spoof done on one of those commercials. There was a brother and sister. Like the brother comes home for the holidays, and then the sister kind of weirdly and oddly treats him almost like a long lost boyfriend or something more than she does a brother. And they actually did a spoof on that. And I don't know, do you remember the original, like the brother comes home from Africa or something like that? And he's like, this will wake him up. And he pours the Folger coffee. And then they play that sort of like tune. Na 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 na. The great taste of Folgers in your cup will wake you up in the morning. You know that.
What is the best part of waking up? It's Folgers in your cup.
Yeah, do you remember those?
Oh yeah. Nope, never heard of them.
Well, this brother and sister one, and I remember the brother and sister one. I think it was from the late '90s, early 2000s. I think it was, and so you know, since YouTube and the internet, you know, when YouTube and the internet got together and we start rewatching these things as a rewatch. When you rewatch it, it really does sort of have a creepy, sort of ancestral vibe to it, and you know, so they decided to do a spoof of it. But before I show the spoof, I'm going to refresh all y'all's memories out there in YouTube land and show you the actual commercial. Would you like to see this?
Yes.
I like how there's no hesitation whatsoever there. But I'm glad I did set it up beforehand. Here. You hear me typing, don't you? Was that Folgers? Yeah, it's Folgers. There we go. I know. I don't even have to type up much more of it. Okay, so there's I think, yeah, this is the actual commercial here. And then I'll show you guys the spoof. Okay, here we go. Let me go ahead and get my screen. I almost said screensaver. My screen share up. Remember screensavers with the flying toasters?
Oh yes, I remember screensavers.
Oh man. But here's the original commercial. 2009. Shit, I remember it even before that. That's weird.
Yeah, wow, that seems very recent.
Yeah. But here it is, Home for Christmas is the name of it. I hope we're able to play this.
I must have the wrong house.
Sister? Oh, I missed you so much. They waited up all night for you, you know.
It's a long way from West Africa. Oh, real coffee. He's here. Brought you something from far away.
Really? Oh. present this year.
Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Yeah, so there you go. So, like, first of all, that is not how brothers and sisters act towards each other, in my opinion. And also, is this? Did you see how? Did you feel the creepiness of that commercial?
I'm speechless. I mean, I don't know if it's because you poisoned the well or anything, but that was creepy.
I mean, she slaps the ball on him, and then she's like, "I want you for Christmas. You know,
You're my present."
Yeah.
No. Open the present first.
Yeah. Like, what's in the box, huh? What's
I mean,
going on here?
not to mention, we don't get to know what's in the box.
Right.
We should at least be able to know what's in the box. Yes, that was her brother, File of Fire. Yeah, although what we do at home here is I have a Folgers can, and then I go and buy the cheap coffee and I put it into the Folgers tin can, and no one knows the difference. No one can tell. As long as you don't get that burnt Starbucks flavor.
Yeah.
No, because Folgers is a very smooth coffee. But yeah, I just stick the cheap stuff into the Folgers can and no one notices.
See,
all right, what do you?
Trade's taking it very serious. She hasn't seen her brother in months. Come on, man. Yeah, but I just still, that's, you might give him a hug. You know, he might say, and the weird thing is, like, when he comes to the door, she says, "Sister." Like, where did that even come? Like, I know what she was doing, but it just came out of totally nowhere. Like, have I got the wrong house? And she goes, "Sister." Like,
yeah, I don't know what that meant. I don't.
Yeah.
I must be missing like an inside joke or something. But I mean, the fact that nobody like got punched in the arm.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Oh. All right. Well, you said you got one that makes fun of that.
So now we have the spoof. So now I'm going to play the spoof of that, and then it is, when you see the spoof, then you totally, if you're not convinced that was weird and creepy and so forth, then when you see this spoof, it'll bring it all together. Hey, we have preliminal in the house.
Preliminal.
Yeah. So, okay, so here's the spoof. I'll let you guys be the judge, but I gotta say, I think this is the spoof. Let's see here. Zoop. Everybody likes my sound effects. All right, here we go. And action.
Must have the wrong house.
Sister? Oh, I miss you so much. They waited up all night for you, you know.
Long way from West Africa.
Maybe not.
Oh, coffee.
He's here.
Brought you something from far away.
Really? Oh.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
Okay, it's not the spoof. Slowing it down to make it look creepier. Okay. So, now that you've seen it slow down, does it look creepier?
I mean, that. I don't want to see that commercial ever again.
Oh, here's the spoof. Is this the good one? Oh no. No, that's the dumb one. Hold on. There was a really good. Okay, I tell you what, I'm experiencing some technical difficulties here. So Keith's dad, if you could hold down the fort for just a second or two, I'll be right back.
Sure. So, all right. So he went to Africa. How could you tell he was in Africa? I didn't see that, other than the weird old wrapping paper that he had. But yeah, how you guys doing? Let's do a shameless plug. Make sure you guys are there Wednesday on the Keith's Dad channel. You're gonna watch Satan's Cheerleaders. It's a fantastically terrible movie. Don't be late. Philo Fire, looking at you.
Yes, the sister bit her lip. Yes. Did you notice that too?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That was oh yeah. Well, hey, I found the spoof to that, and let me go ahead and broadcast it.
Let's do it.
Here it goes. Let's see here.
Dang, it's a whole extra minute longer.
Is it? Oh wait, what's my stinking Xbox doing up there? Hold on. Oh boy.
Oh,
Okay, I'm sharing the right thing, I think.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, here we go, guys.
I must have the wrong house.
Sister? Oh, I missed you so much. They waited up all night for you, you know.
It's a long way from West Africa. Oh, cough.
Oh, that's there you go.
I brought you something from far away.
Really? Oh.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
See? I smelled it. He's back.
Ryan, you have to leave.
What? What are you guys talking about? We know what's going on here. We know you're trying to each other.
What? No. Oh. Don't look at each other like that.
He sent you to West Africa for a reason, Ryan, to separate you and your sister.
You're crazy. Oh, yeah? What's this?
He's my present this year.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm your son, and I'm in love with your daughter.
Oh, Ryan, what is in that box?
What's in the box, Ryan?
It's mine.
Unbelievable.
I love that we have so much in common because we grew up together. And I just want to wake up every morning to the smell of you and Folger's Colombian dark roast. You make me the happiest brother.
I love him! Oh, no!
Just your
Stop it! Stop it! I just want to my brother!
It's Folgers in your cup.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, that was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. That was freaking hilarious.
Oh man,
Who made that? Who?
Oh yeah, I guess I should give them a shout out since I shared it. Let's see, Flirting Georgia. It's called their channel's called
Flirting Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me go ahead and share their channel in the chat here so people can. I'm sure they have other stuff out there. And Eddie Von Keen, I'll answer your question here in just 1 minute because I actually did a video about it a few years ago. But yeah, there's their channel. You guys could check it out if you wish. I'm sure they have other funny stuff on there as well. But oh man, that was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
But yeah, Eddie Von Keen, I agree with you. I remember there being the D in Folgers, and I'll tell you why. Because first of all, when we say Folgers, we don't say Folgers. We say it like Folgers. And I'll tell you, I did a video about that a few years ago, And some guy actually left a comment. And it was a pretty funny comment, by the way. He's like, yeah, when me and my wife used to drink Folgers in the morning, we would make a joke saying about toilet paper, saying, you fold your own or something like that. It was, how most people, when they drink coffee in the morning, it makes them go to the bathroom. So, yeah, it's like fold your own,
I would say Folgers.
Yeah.
I don't think I put a D in it. Folgers. No. It is kind of weird to have those two letters next to each other, the L and the G, though.
But see, I disagree. I think it is a Mandela effect. I think, I'm probably kind of weird like that, and I'm probably in the minority here. But I could have swore for years I've seen it spelled fold, like a fold, like you make a fold, Folgers. Because when I would say it, I'd go to say it, and I know we mispronunciate words a lot, and I'm not saying 100% that's what it was, but I could have sworn that's how it was spelled on my can. Like I look at the can in the morning.
I am not from that universe.
I know, right? No, and I know you're a skeptic on Mandela effects too, though. But
oh yeah, I find them weird. They're weird, but I wouldn't go as far as some people go with them.
Yeah. But I definitely, I made a video. Let me see here. I wonder if I still have that video up. The hell? I don't want to copy. Oh, that's the Mass YouTubers channel. I better get on my channel. See here.
Why are you stalking the masked YouTuber?
Hebrews Toy Reviews. The hell? How come it won't let me go to my channel?
What are you logged in under?
Oh shit. There it is. Okay. Like, man, that was scary there for a second. Okay. Let me go to my channel. And I noticed you were plugging your thing there. And that's
what? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I mean that's cool. No, and I will be there this Wednesday. I will. I wasn't there yesterday because
it's Christmas.
Yeah.
That's why. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. It's Christmas. You didn't want to be part of the heathens, that actually do stuff on Christmas.
Okay, here's my video. This is from years ago.
Oh, you did a lot.
And I actually, oh my gosh, I'm singing a song with it. This was back in December 15th, 2018.
This is definitely a musical episode.
Yeah.
That you got going on.
For sure. Yeah. Check this out. Okay, so here it is. And I give a pretty decent argument, I think. And you can counter argument after we're done watching the video. But I just want to put that video on there so people can see it at least,
Yep. Let's do it.
Let's do it to it. As a good friend of mine once said back a long, long time ago. Man, look how much things have changed.
Lot to wake up. You're discovering the Mandela effect. You reach for the cabinet and all you see is instant. Well, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your... Wait, Folgers? Is there something missing on this with this word? Because to me, it seems like there should be a D in there somewhere. Folgers?
Look how strange that L looks,
this
too.
This is Mr. Jeremy, otherwise known as Hebrew 77.
Mr. Jeremy.
Another Mandela
Man.
effect. And I know this is probably an older one.
Man, this is a really old video. You know how you can tell?
You used your name?
Well, not only that, but I have my Batman and Robin poster up in the background.
Please tell me that this is a time where you went crazy and used instant coffee instead of actual coffee.
Yeah. This was a time before pods. This was before I had coffee pods, and I didn't use it all the time. I only used it in case of emergency, really.
Okay,
So,
fair enough. I
yeah.
understand. It was a dark time in your life, and we forgive you for
Okay, I ought to turn this into like a Mandela Effect family video where you're like, "Hey, how come you use it instant?" Yeah, I don't know. I'll do something like that in the future.
it.
This has probably been discussed, but do you ever remember Folgers being spilt this way? Folgers. I know people are looking at this and they say the most frightening thing about this video, he drinks instant coffee.
You knew. It's like you went back in time and told yourself, "Hey, Keith's dad's gonna have a problem with this."
Yes.
Better mention it.
Yes, exactly. I transported, through a portal in Sanji's bathroom. And
but no, seriously, I don't remember it being spelt Folgers. Folgers instant coffee, classic roast from Folgers. Well, apparently the worst part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Yeah, this is a new one on me. So let me know in the comment section, what do you think I've found an old Mandela effect? Do you people believe that there was a D in Folgers? Or is it just Folgers? I just saw this and I was like, holy cow, I think I found a new Mandela effect. But then I remembered, I think maybe we might have talked about this one before. So I think this is an old Mandela effect that I just discovered. I don't know. And maybe I even talked about it in another one of my videos, but I didn't have quite as much viewers as I did back then. I don't know. But let me know what you think in the comment section below.
Me talking about not having quite as much viewers back then when I probably only had about 180 or so. Oh my gosh. Times have changed.
Is it Folgers? Is this the way it's always been spelled? Or was there a D in there somewhere? Let me know. Or maybe you had other ways of spelling it.
How else would that be?
Mr. Jeremy, Hebrew 77, saying, good night, good luck. The best part of waking up
is do.
Yeah, that's before that's before I used my trademark. But I would like to see.
What? Fine. I just don't like him that much.
Whoops.
What are we watching?
No, that's hold on. How did that get on there? Oh. Anyway, how many 19 watching now? How many people watched my video?
That's the Wheel of Fortune video. You gotta hit the back button.
No. Here's the joke. My wife and I used to make a joke about our napkins and say to one another, grab a couple napkins and Folgers. Oh, I still get the same
subtle chuckle,
remembering it. Our Billy Buster laughs to the point that when it was said on the fifth cup, the coffee had been rumbling the belly. Why did he say coffee twice? Oh, fifth cup of coffee, and the coffee, okay, had been rumbling the belly, we would still get the same laugh. And I'd say, well, I need to get my butt to the toilet. You better fold yours. Yeah, see? And we would all have a gut wrenching, no limits race to the toilet.
Oh, good golly.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't pulling his punches, was he?
In those days, I grew to appreciate the litter box. Wait,
Oh, man.
what?
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness, that's a little too much knowledge.
Yeah.
How's it going? DD74 joined us.
Cool. But you see, I got a lot of quite a bit of Macho King. I got quite a bit of comments on this one. But yeah, so there's that from several back in 2018. That's been what, 5 years ago? Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, wait.
Unless that's when that stream started.
Trying to think. Let's see. When did Trump became president in 16, didn't he?
Yes.
So that would have been, yeah, it would have been about, let's see, 3 years ago. No, wait. 2018, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 3 years ago. Almost 4. Almost 4 years ago, we'll say. So, yeah, there you have it. So, what do you think watching that video? First of all, you can tell it's an old video because that's back when I was still using my phone instead of my camera.
Yeah, no, that was cute. That was a cute video, and you sang, and you gave 0 Fs, and I loved it. I loved it how you even mentioned, why is he drinking instant coffee? Because that's the first thing I thought when you put that on screen.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I know a lot of people. They say they say bad things about instant coffee, but let me tell you, when you're in a pinch, at the very least, the instant coffee wasn't like Kroger or some off brand. At least it was a name brand, and it was like Folgers instead of some shitty ass brand. I mean, granted, instant is shit. I mean, it's like polishing a turd, but it's still something when you're down on your luck and you don't have any coffee in the house and that's the only thing you have, then you're going to use it. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are, but if you're a coffee fiend like I was back in the day and I am today, you're going to go for it.
You're right. You're right. However, I would only have that in my house if someone gave it to me as a gift, and it better be somebody I don't know.
and like Philo fires, it's crystals. It's crystals.
Crystals. But no, I don't. I always remember Folgers not having a D in it, so I'm not from that universe.
Well, okay, yeah, we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
And that's what's so great about this program. You come on here and it's usually you, me, and Saggy. And usually, most of the time, probably for a little bit, maybe for a little while, me and Sanji will almost have the same point of view. And then we'll have that middle guy, and sometimes it's Armor, but most of the time it's you.
I bring sanity to the show.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Well, no, I mean, it's good to have difference of opinions,
Yeah, because when you go to the basic ones, right, I will be in completely agreement. And Michael Fontaine's icon right now is the fruit of the loom with the cornucopia, and I would agree. Always remember having a cornucopia. Always do. And I mean, I used to get fruit of the loom underwear all the time. I swear that it had a cornucopia. So that one totally get. The Berenstein Bears one. Yeah, I totally remember it being spelled differently than it actually is. So those two, I totally agree. I don't have an answer for it, but I could have sworn I remember it being a certain way.
Yeah, and the one that gets Saggy every time is the Stouffer's stovetop stuffing. Like he totally remembers it being Stouffer's stovetop stuffing, and then one day a trip to the store, he's seen all craft, like it's all craft stovetop stuffing. And he's like, "What the hell?" He's like, "Every time we have an argument at Thanksgiving time." It's like, yeah, you're gonna have some of that Stouffer's stovetop stuffing. Well, yeah, we're gonna have some Stouffer's stovetop stuffing. Now, me personally, I like homemade stuffing. Like you get the bread, you break it down. Don't be lazy about it. Put it in a bowl. Put your spices in there. Put your dressing in there, whatever it is, and then stir it up real good, and then put it inside the bird. For God's sakes, man, put it inside the bird. Don't cook it in a pan separate by itself where it's going to get dried out on top and burnt on the bottom. I mean, come on, man. But that's the one where he loses his mind at is Stouffer stovetop stuffing is no longer Stouffer stovetop stuffing, but Kraft stovetop stuffing.
I can't say I would know that one.
So
I never really bought it. Or I was never really I never really paid attention to stuffing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's other things, but I'm just saying like that's his thing,
we'll have to mention it when he comes on.
Yeah.
Because I've never even heard of that. It being, I mean, I guess I would assume there would be a stovetop stuffing, but even now when I think of stovetop stuffing, it's just stovetop stuffing on the package. That's all it says. I'm not quite sure who makes it.
Yeah. No, it's like it's actually been erased from existence. I know that sounds weird, but if you look it up, you can't find it anywhere.
Why can't we erase like things like that actually like are important? Can't we erase like 4 million dead Jews from existence and say, oh, I thought that happened, but apparently it didn't.
Well,
when it really did. I mean, why can't the Mandela effect do some good?
I was gonna say there's the bad guys, the Nazis and all those guys pretended it didn't happen. They're the ones that go, yeah, no, that didn't happen. So to them, it didn't happen. But of course, I don't want to get in trouble by saying that. That's their opinion. The opinions of them don't necessarily reflect that of the show or Hebrew 77 or anyone on the show. But yeah,
that would be awesome. I could have sworn in the 1300s the Black Plague killed 1/3 of the population, but apparently that didn't actually happen. It did, but I wish it didn't.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. No, but the Black Plague, when you get thinking about diseases and timelines and stuff like that, though, you think about like certain accidents that did happen that we wish were Mandela affected, like the Titanic. Now, the Titanic, there are some Mandela effects involving the Titanic, but the fact that it never hit the iceberg was not one of them. But but there is like, I'm sure you've heard all the conspiracy theories about how JP Morgan built that and he wanted to get rid of all his competition, so he sent them away on the Titanic on purpose, knowing something was gonna happen to it because his guy, like, they cheaply built it and stuff like that. And because there was a book, like there was what was that called, the Titan, and they designed the boat exactly like that book, and the accident that happened, it went down exactly how, pardon the pun, it went down exactly how the book explained that the Titan happened.
You know what bothers me?
Well, what's that?
we're talking about different times is the Back to the Future bothers me.
Okay.
Little bit of a segue into a slight change of subject here.
Right.
Is that you know, back in what it came out in like 1989 was like Back to the Future 2 or something like that.
Back to the Future 2, yeah.
And they go into the future, right? And the future is awesome. Remember Jaws 30 or whatever, where the thing comes out and like goes and bites them, and you know the technology was super cool. They had hoverboards and stuff like that, and we still think of that as the future today. But their future occurred in 2015, 6 years ago. Yeah. Back to the Future went to the future, which is our past now, and we don't got none of that. Now we got people who don't think the Earth is round. Like, I mean, that's the future we went to. The future is more dark than we anticipated it to be in 1989. I lost you, bro. But yeah, that always bothered me how when 2015 came and it was like, man, this is not the future that I wanted. And I thought they went, you know, pretty far when it first came out. When I first saw it, I'm like, wow, 2015, that's like really far into the future, you know, 30 years. And yeah, so disappointing nowadays.
Yeah, you know what?
It was like,
that's the whole problem with movies that explore like the future, is like they don't go far enough into the future, and the only shows that really did that was Star Trek. That's the only ones that went far enough into the future that we probably won't, like, we definitely won't see it in our lifetime. And the thing is like stuff that happens in Next Generation, though, like with all the computers and the holodeck and all that stuff, is stuff that's actually happening now. Like, it's stuff that it's not, I mean, the holodeck's not so far advanced, but you do have like the virtual reality things that are a lot better than they used to be in the 90s. But it's like all that stuff has already happened. It's already passed. The laptops and the touch screen and all that stuff is already stuff that's passed. And it's like, damn, now what are they going to do? They're going to have to rearrange the whole show and change everything.
So what we have looking at our future in the versus Star Trek, right? Mm-hmm. And here's some predictions, because I found a nice little Wikipedia that has the entire timeline of Star Trek. Is in 2024 coming up, Ireland becomes united. You have a united Ireland, right? And then 2026, World War III begins. It kills 37 million people. And then in 2032, Zephyrin Cochrane is born. And if you know your Star Trek, Zephyrin Cochrane invented warp drive. So, oh, dang. Okay, so in 2026, World War III begins. World War III doesn't end until 2053. So that war lasts almost 30 years, 27 years. So yeah, you know, even though Star Trek is set like a couple hundred years into the future, they have created a bit of a timeline even during our time when it comes to certain things. And it looks like when is the first warp is in 2063. So that's not that far ahead. That's 40 years from now to have warp drive.
Yeah.
So according to Star Trek, we're looking forward to you know, 27 years of a world war. That's so terrible.
That might be true, though. I mean, you think about, even the Bible kind of predicts that, like, we're going to have about 30 years of war, you know?
Yeah. In case anyone wants to look it up, that was the link I was just looking at. That was very, very interesting.
But I tell you, it's like 23 something, like they were predicting flip phones, and then it wasn't. I mean, we were further along, like we were in the 90s. Well, I would say late 80s, early 90s, we had flip phones. So that was
The Razor.
huh?
The Razor. Remember the Razor
Yeah,
phone? That
yeah,
was like
yeah.
the iPhone of the time in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wanted the Razor phone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was kind of like the communicators they had in the 23rd century.
Yeah.
It was like Star Trek time, and that time has long since passed. So that's what I'm talking about. It's like Gene Roddenberry thought ahead in the future, but he was kind of behind in the future in many ways. But let me ask you this though: is it the chicken and the egg sort of thing, where like Star Trek came first, and then we designed all of these things that came out later, like the flip phone and the touch screens and the interactive computers and virtual reality? Did we sort of create those things when we created Star Trek, creating those things when they created the things that we created a little bit later but shorter than we would have had? Like would we have advanced as far as we have had we've not had Star Trek?
Well, I mean that's a good question because every new invention really does fall back on your ability to imagine. All new inventions are come from someone's imagination, so it has to start somewhere. So I would say to a degree, absolutely, Star Trek plays into that. All those futuristic things, play into that. You think back in the one of the first movies that ever came out, I had to watch it, is was one of the silent films. Remember, of them going to the moon? You ever see that? It was a silent film. Smashing Pumpkins made a music video about that film, but it was basically just a silent film of people going to the moon and kind of having an adventure on the moon. And this is 40 years, 50 years before we even went to the moon. So they kind of predicted us, going in a spaceship type of thing well before we even had rockets that could do it. Yeah, the rocket in the moon's eye. File of Fire knows what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I don't mean to cut you off or nothing.
You didn't.
But, you think about what's his name that wrote those stories, those books about submarines and like flying machines and stuff like that, like years before we had the submarines and flying machines and cars and stuff like that. Jules Verne wrote those undersea stories, about submarines before we had submarines. And then
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep. Yeah.
That's before submarines? That's not before submarines.
I'm pretty sure it was. Maybe I'm wrong.
That would be super interesting. That would be incredibly interesting. All right, so it was published in English in 1872.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so when were dang, I just typed in when were, and it immediately came up to submarines invented. So Google knew from that question what question I was going to ask next. Well, I don't want to say. I want like a real submarine, like the 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea submarine, because they're saying way beforehand, but that's not real. All right, we got 1855.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna say close to. You're right. Okay, no, 1864. So 1864 looks like the first submarine that is actually similar to the Jules Verne one.
Oh, okay.
And even then, they're still tiny. The Jules Verne one was huge. Like, they lived in it.
Right.
The ones I'm looking at, you don't live in it.
No. They did. You know what's weird is like.
So yeah, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. But also, does he not? Is there not a book that he wrote about a rocket ship that would go to the moon? Did he write a book like that too?
I mean, didn't he write Time Machine?
Oh, he did write Time Machine, did he not? Yeah, that's what Doc Brown. Yeah, that's where Doc Brown got his inspiration was from Jules Verne.
Yeah.
So, but I'm pretty sure. Look up.
Ahab is Moby Dick.
Moby Dick. Yep.
So I think it was Captain Nemo. I think you get that one, Michael Fontaine. It was 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I think that was Captain Nemo.
Yeah. But look up rocket ships. Like look up Jules Verne and rocket ship.
Okay. Jules Verne. Rocket ship. Spaceship. Fly. Okay. From the Earth to the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
An article is about the Jules Verne novel. Okay. From the Earth to the Moon, a direct route in 97 hours, 20 minutes. It's an 1865 novel by Jules Verne. It tells the story of the Baltimore Gun Club, a post-American Civil War society of weapon enthusiasts and their attempts to build an enormous Columbiad space gun and launch 3 people: the gun club's president, his Philadelphia armor-making rival, and a French poet, and a projectile with the goal of a moon landing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty close. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if I'd shoot them out of a gun. You'd probably kill everybody. But we've always kind of wanted to go to the moon. 33, that was it. That I think Philo Fire mentioned the song that Smashing Pumpkins did. Was 33. Yeah, 33. Good song. I was a big Smashing Pumpkins fan back in the day.
The only Smashing Pumpkins song I remember listening to hardcore was like what was it called? Tear It Down? No. It's for the Batman Forever soundtrack. Smash It Up. I think
this they did one for Batman and Robin. It played at the end credits, and it was called "The End Is the Beginning Is the End."
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay, no, who am I thinking? Who did Smash It Up? Who did that one? That was
don't know.
That was not Smashing Pumpkins. Why did I think that was Smashing Pumpkins? That's weird.
Which is sad because that was the best thing that came out of that movie was that song.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, the Batman and Robin soundtrack did not have such a bad sound. It was a really good soundtrack.
No, it was. It was a good soundtrack. You're right.
And actually, the Batman Forever soundtrack was really good. It had Seal, even though we all know about Seal today, but his music was okay.
Right.
It had Seal. It had who's the guy with the sunglasses? U2.
It's
Ho. No, not Ho. Garbage. I think Garbage was on there. It had who were the guys? You hate your boss at your job. What was that song? Anyway, they had some really good songs on there, and that was the first time I actually bought CDs, because before then I had all tapes.
Yeah, I just gotta point out, Philo Fire, you gotta stop doing that. We're making the content. I was about to mention Lost Highway, right, as one of the greatest soundtracks ever put out of a movie. The movie was terrible, but Lost Highway, because Lost Highway, you had a Smashing Pumpkins song, which was really good, but then you also had David Bowie was in it. Marilyn Manson was in it. Oh man, that's just everybody. That
Goo Goo
was
Dolls. Yeah, Goo Goo
that was the
Dolls.
Goo
That
Goo
was another
Dolls.
one. Yeah. Good old Michael Fontaine. Yeah, I had the tape. No, I had the CD, like I said, and that was one of the first because I had everything else on tape or record at that point, and I hadn't gotten into CDs yet, which is pretty bad because it was like late 90s, if I'm not 97 to 98. Like 97 was Batman Forever, and 98 was Batman and Robin. So, yeah.
Yeah, Batman and Robin. I went to go see it in the theater because I knew there was a Smashing Pumpkins song in it. But I went to go see it in the theaters, and I was so disappointed that it did not play till the end credits.
Oh man. Yeah, there's some things that do like that, like Ghostbusters Afterlife. They had a really good soundtrack, but they had songs that left out of the movie because they didn't play it till, like you said, the after credits and or in the credits, not after credits. And then No Time to Die. As much as I dislike that movie, I can't believe so many people loved it. Like, oh, it was his swan song. It was a way for him to go out. Spoiler alert, not only did they kill off James Bond, but they made it so that whole long time argument that 007 is just a code, or James Bond is just a code name. They made it clear, evidently, that anyone could pick up the 007 Monarch and just pick it up. It's like, well, if anyone could do it, then what's the point of him? Like, they don't have any other numbers. Like, after he retired, like the first numbers they picked up was 007. Like, no, what happened to 008 or 009 or 010 or well, I guess there wouldn't be a 010, but there should have been other numbers that she could have picked up, not 007. That was like his thing. It was him. So every time they said 007 in the movie, I was confused. I was like, wait a minute, which one are they talking about? And then I don't know. It's just me.
It should be like football. They should retire the number once someone's good.
I would think so.
if someone becomes like iconic in the role, they should just retire that number.
Yeah. I think so, man. It's like, and plus James Bond, and then like, so they killed him, but yet they said James Bond will return. Well, does that mean there's going to be someone else that they give that name to? See, that's where I was saying the whole code name theory goes. The whole code name theory that for years fans were like, no, it's not a code name, because if you look at the continuity, he's still married to Tracy, and at the end of this Bond movie, it shows that he goes to Tracy's tombstone, and it's a different actor playing Bond, but it's obviously the same Bond. And so after all of that, after years of all that, the movie just sticks its finger in the audience ass and says, nope, James Bond is just a code name. Like, what the hell, dude?
No.
Really? Yeah.
Did they really?
Yes. They just, yeah.
No.
Oh,
007 is the code name.
Yeah, you would think, right?
They really said that James Bond was just a code name that you can just pass it on to whoever you want to?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's worse than the new Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
They do that. They do that all the time. They did that with Doctor Who recently, where they just like decided to mess with the viewers and say, oh, everything that you've known for like forever. Nope, not happening.
Yeah.
That's what they shouldn't do that. You have an equation that is working, a formula that is working with a show. Don't change the formula.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I mean, can you have a girl 007? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, no problem. It wouldn't be James Bond,
No.
but it would be part of that universe. You know, it would be the James Bond universe, but you know, I mean, it's just okay.
It's crazy.
I don't go
It's
rant
crazy,
on
man.
that. Everything the left touches, they destroy. Just
But you know, what do you say we get the hell out of here?
You mean before I turn into a pumpkin?
Yes.
Heck, you get it. I'm sure everyone's waiting for me to turn into a pumpkin.
Oh, that's right. You were saying, you know, you do. Yeah, that's right. Well, what? Well, okay.
We could go. It doesn't.
No, wait.
It doesn't have to happen every single episode.
That should be.
Or
well,
does it?
It does. It does. That's your trademark now. You got to live with it. Tracy, I mean, Fellow Fire says 4 minutes. You got 4 minutes, so we
No,
can go on for 4 minutes. I could name off the names for an example.
It's 14 minutes.
Huh?
13 minutes.
Oh, okay. Where'd you get 4 minutes from?
I don't know.
Well, let me go ahead and name off the names. So we got DD74 in here. Looking cool, DD74. Good to see you here tonight. We got Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
We got Lance Hinder. Oh, no, wait. They said Lance Henderson. We got Aura Voramax. I know I butchered it. I know I did. And I'm sorry. We got Philo Fire in the house tonight, as well as Eddie Van Keen is in the house tonight as well as Keith's dad. He's chatting in there. Do you see him? Just in there chatting away. And by the way, when you're chatting, you have your Santa Claus hat on. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I do. I have to get that updated.
Which really, until after New Year's, I'm keeping my Christmassy like intro. I'm going to keep that till after the new year, because New Year's Day, I'm doing a special New Year's Day broadcast. Yeah.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
For a New Year's Day? So we're both going to do a broadcast on New Year's Day?
Oh my gosh. You're doing one too?
I am at 9 p.m.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm not doing my New Year's Day broadcast till nighttime.
Okay.
Yeah. So we won't be clashing.
We could always jump from one to another because I got to keep mine short.
I might jump in on yours if you don't mind.
Yeah. Oh, you're always invited.
Cool. Just if I get out of line, you know, you can always throw an axe through my chest.
And you guys, all right, I'll see you guys later. Mid movie.
Right.
Of course.
We have Mr. Euler Greg join us with a cup of coffee.
Coffee. I got to do that more often, by the way. You reminded me. I drink a lot of Mountain Dew now, but I don't have a coffee maker near me. I need to get a coffee maker near me so I can have coffee because I miss that. I
got one of those hotel coffee makers, you know, the one cuppers.
Yep.
For Christmas.
Ooh.
So yeah, I wanted like a Keurig type thing because I wanted something smaller than what I've got, because the Keurig I've got is like way too big, and it takes forever to warm up. But the hotel coffee makers, the one cuppers, those are perfect, dude. They don't take up that much space, and you get just the right amount. Like, you're not going to get an overflow or an underflow. You're going to get, it's going to fill you up and not let you down, is what I'm saying, you know?
Right.
And we got preliminal and Lee. See how I did there? Liminal. And let's see here. Oh, Connie Joe is watching but can't chat. We got bone breaking action where Christmas past is real. I don't know. Where Go Brandon is real. I don't know. Hold on. Let me do that. Can I do that all over again? Or is it too late?
No, go ahead. You can do it all over again.
Okay. Bone breaking action where incest coffee commercials are real.
Oh, good God.
Smoke up, Johnny. That's a joke from the if anybody watched the Masked YouTuber Christmas special skit that he did. Okay, so we got. I think I called them all off, man.
No, we did get an honest hunter BBB O'Biden in just now.
Oh, I forgot to mention Go Kart Bob.
Oh yeah.
And least but not last, Nicole Ackerman. See, I said her name right. Ackerman. I get names right sometimes, Maybe not always, but when I do get them right, whoa, brother. So, Desmond Tutu. Who's Desmond Tutu? Desmond Tutu? Do you know him?
No. I don't know who that is.
Maybe I'm saying the name wrong. Desmond Tutu? Is it Tutu? Are you talking about like Tattooey? I mean, not Tattooey. Who are you talking about? The little guy that used to say, "Here come the plane, boss." That little guy? Is that who you're trying to? Oh, he's a bishop. I was way off. Oh my goodness. Oh, Lord help me. Yeah, I don't know my bishops. I'm sorry. Toto. I heard Toto's way down in Africa.
Oh no. You got dad jokes.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, I stole that one from Saggy. He's
Oh,
not
did
dead.
you?
Yeah. So well, hey everybody, that's everybody who joined us in chat. And Fellow Fire says she's flying away. Oh no, she's doing the plane. But I had a good time here. I don't know if you did or not. I don't know.
Of course, I always have a good time.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, it's good to have you on the broadcast, man. I'll tell you what. If it weren't for you, I don't know what I'd do because Sanji's gone AWOL, and Armor Up. I guess Colonel Trotman sent him on another mission, and sometimes we all need a break from things,
Yes. I agree. You do. You just need, take some time.
Take a break. Give me a break. Remember that show?
Give me a show or commercial?
The show. Give me a break, because I sure need one. Give me a break. Neil Carter? No?
Nope.
Oh,
I know. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Oh, yeah. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Yeah. That was a good one. But no, back in the 1980s, I used to watch shows like Give Me a Break and Different Strokes for Different Folks and, WKRP in Cincinnati and Webster. Remember Webster?
Yes, although Webster was a little bit before my time.
Yeah. Well, I've seen it here recently on Pluto TV, and I was like, huh. And when you see something like that, and you see those little guys, you think, how old were they really when they shot that? Like, I know he was supposed to be like 8 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like he could have very easily been 14 or 15. Same thing with Arnold from Different Strokes. He could have been like a lot older, and then when you hear about their death later, you're like, what? They were 60? It's just, I don't know. To me, it's weird to see characters that play younger that are actually older, And I think it's kind of like Saved by the Bell. Like some of those people on that show were like in their 30s.
Yeah, they were. I was trying to think of. I could have sworn recently I saw one where somebody was a lot older, but they ended up playing a much younger person, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. And yes, I'm a youngin. I'm only 41.
I've got 3 years on you.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Which is surprising for it to be such a major difference. But back in the 80s, it really was such a major difference.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, when I was 4, you were like 1.
Yeah. Or even just think when you were 10, I was still only like 6, 7. So big difference. You remember getting your first Nintendo. I remember getting my first Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you were going to talk about that. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, I didn't get it for Christmas. My older brother saved up $200 and he bought it, and we used to play it all the time. I remember playing Super Mario Brothers, going, "Oh my goodness, it's so lifelike." Yeah. I remember saying that. Super Mario Brothers.
Lifelike.
Yeah. So ridiculous. Nowadays, I mean, I watched a movie. Think of how far we've come. Is I watched the Boy Called Christmas, and there's it's all computer animated. Like there's a story that's inside of the story, and it's all computer animated, and you can't tell it is. Like it's so realistic. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of movies and being introduced to Nintendo games, can you believe and hold on before you say anything, can you believe that the first time we were introduced to Super Mario 3 was in the movie The Wizard?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was their commercial for it, really.
Back when I was a kid, I got free tickets to go see a pre-showing. What do you call it? Like before it even came out in the theaters, it played at my theater, and we went to go see a pre-showing, and they were giving out tons of promotional items. I came home with just a handful of stuff, including a wizard fanny pack and stickers, and we got tons of stuff from going to that pre-show. I don't even know how I got invited to it.
That would be awesome. Premiere. Was it a premiere?
It was. I mean, it was like a pre-screening show.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. How did you manage that?
I have no idea. I have no idea how I managed it and why it even played at our theater. I don't know. We had one of those theaters that where it was like, Saturday matinee was $1. Like it was just a rundown theater, but for some reason it played this movie.
Yeah, I remember we used to have a $1.50 theater in my hometown, and it would be like new movies that would come out, but I think they were like a week old or something, and we would wait like a week after they came out to go see them, and we could go see them for like $1.50, like in the afternoon, like you said, the matinee. It was awesome. You don't how often you don't get that anymore, really.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
But speaking of movies and television, oh, there he is. Hey, there you go. It's midnight, folks. Well, it's 11 where I'm at, but I'm central, man. I don't turn to a pumpkin until another hour. So,
I mean, it's a curse.
I will say this: you are missing the top of your dome.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Last week, a Santa hat was covering it. This week, I don't have this. I don't know.
Some kids got in there, decided to take all the seeds out, and
I'm a little on the boxy side.
yeah. Hey, a boxy pumpkin is better than a foxy pumpkin any day. But I like it, man. I like the gimmick. It's awesome. Like after midnight or at midnight, this guy turns into a pumpkin, and I turn into a gremlin. But I turn into a gremlin. But we haven't seen that yet because our shows don't. Because I'm Central Time and I'm going by my time zone, so we haven't gone that long in a while. So I don't, maybe one of these nights when we have Saggy on, we'll go longer, and then you can see that.
Okay.
But, yeah, you should look forward to it, man. It should be awesome. Well, maybe not awesome because then I get all weird and I start talking funny and more than usual. But getting back to movies, when I watch movies, like older movies that came out in the 80s and even the 90s, and not just movies, but TV shows, like I sit back and I watch, I look for things that are in the movies that I had when I was a kid, like toys and stuff like that. So when I watch the Princess Bride, like when I watch that movie, there are about 7 or 8 things that he has in his room that I remember having from my childhood.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was my room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that all the time with that.
Yeah.
Same with they even mentioned it in chat. The monster with Howie Mandel played the monster. The monster under the bed. What was that movie called? Little Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, same type of thing.
And then the Pee-wee, I think it was the first Pee-wee movie, when he slides down that pole, he runs into Mr. Potato Head, and it's the exact same potato head I had when I was a kid. No arms. They didn't have arms back then. They were just potato heads.
I remember eating Mr. T cereal.
Yeah. You know what grinds my gears about that part?
What's that?
Is like he makes himself like a delicious, nutritious, like beautiful breakfast with eggs and bacon and toast and all that. He goes through all that trouble, all that work. It goes through all that machinery and everything, and it gets done. And what's he do? He pours Mr. T cereal on top of it, and then not only that, but he only takes 2 little bites and then wipes his mouth, and then he's done. Like he wastes all that food. Like it's like, oh my gosh, dude, what is your problem?
Pee-wee is iconic. Even his new movies are hilarious. I love all of the Pee-wee movies, even the new ones. They, he started to do where it's not for kids, and it never really was. It was never really, we watched it as kids, but when you watch it now as a kid, there's some overtones that you don't fully see, and now his new movies are exactly the same, where he is an overgrown kid, but there are certain things in it where it's like, well, that's not for a kid.
Yeah. But no, I was gonna name like all the toys. Like I'm gonna name them like in each movie. Like, okay, so getting back to the one we talked about, Princess Diaries. Not Princess Diaries.
Princess Diaries?
Princess Bride. Princess Diaries. That's the one with Anne Hathaway. No, but Princess Bride. Okay, so like he's got He-Man, Grizzlor, he's got like He-Man, Grizzlor, Hordak. Oh, what was the other? Leech. Montana is in one of the corners. I don't remember seeing any G.I. Joes, but there was a car in there, and that's not just any ordinary car. It's like it's a car from a dragon, from a Double Dragon cartoon. And then there's a poster back there somewhere in the room and I think it says Never Ending Story on it. So that's all the stuff that I caught from like when I was a kid. When I see that movie, it reminds me, like you said, of my bedroom. Okay, so that's that movie. And I already talked about Pee Wee with the potato heads. Well, in the movie Big, as he becomes big and he jumps down from his top bunk onto the floor,
Yeah.
he almost steps on a boat. And it's not just any ordinary boat, it is the G.I. Joe Devilfish that he almost steps on. And I had that toy as a kid as well. And I'm sure there's a lot more toys in that, but I haven't caught them yet. But I was watching, believe it or not, Highway to Heaven yesterday. Or maybe it was this morning. I don't remember. I get the days confused anymore. But I was watching Highway to Heaven, and there was this kid. Nowadays, we would call him mentally challenged. But in the show, they actually used the term retardation. But anyway, he's on the floor. And when Jonathan walks in, Jonathan's the angel, if you recall. And he walks in, and the kid's got, he's got the evil horse from He-Man. I can't think of the name of it right now, but the good horse is named Stridor. But you got the evil horse, and then Zodak's on top of the horse, and then you've got Hordak on the other side of it. And it's not just any ordinary Hordak, it's blade spinning Hordak. And then you've got Man-at-Arms, Grizzlor, Battle Cat was in that scene. And I think Thunder Punch He-Man was in the scene as well. There's so many He-Man toys in that. Yeah, Mecha-Neck, and I think Ram-Man was in there as well. I was like, so many He-Man toys. I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, look at all the He-Man toys. So yeah, that's what I tend to do when I'm watching older movies or TV shows, just checking things out in the background, And there was this one movie, I don't even know the name of the movie, but this kid, so his dad died, but it shows him on the floor and he's playing with action figures, and you look over and it's Star Trek, the Next Generation action figures. And see, when his dad was alive, him and his dad used to play with the Star Trek Next Generation action figures. And now his dad's a ghost or something like that. So he moved Data around. So like the kid mentions by name, Commander Data, Mr. Worf, what are you doing over there? And like he didn't do the voices or anything, but you get the point. So that was his connection to his father, was the Star Trek Next Generation action figures. I don't know. I thought that was cool. I wish I knew the name of that movie, but it was really cool. And then, of course, if you watch the Goldbergs, you ever watch the Goldbergs?
No.
Oh my gosh. That show has so many references to the old 80s toys. Like there's one episode where they had the Cobra Terradrome on the floor and they were all playing with it. I'm like, man, how the heck they must have spent like over $1,000 to get that toy off of eBay to have it, in good condition and everything, to make it look like it's brand new.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, wow.
You do have what's the big one that's out right now is File of Fire. You wanna read my brain again and tell me what I'm thinking of? New TV show on Netflix. I think they had like 3 seasons or so. Monster. They go to the upside down. Stranger Things. Stranger Things takes place in the 80s. And they're huge into that nostalgia stuff. In the 80s nostalgia, going into the basement to play Dungeons and Dragons. Man, I used to do that all constantly. But yeah, you could probably watch that and go, oh yeah, I remember that toy. And they even sing at one point. They sing the theme song to the Never Ending Story.
Oh wow!
It's this big thing.
Man.
It's hilarious.
Right now you can go to I believe it's YouTube. It's either YouTube or Tubi, where you can actually watch the Never Ending Story right now for free.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
This is one of the greatest movies ever made, right there.
I know. Yeah, I like Valcor and all those dudes, the Rock
Mhm.
people, and are
Rock
they Rock
Fighter.
people? Or Lava people? I can't remember.
Well, as long as we don't talk about its sequels,
Oh God,
they were so terrible. The sequels.
But hey, I would like to once again thank everybody who stopped by for stopping by and for watching this marvelous program in which we refer to as Shifty Sunday. And Keystad, thank you so much once again for being on the program. And now I hope you've become somewhat of a regular here on the show.
Yeah, I love coming on your show. Always do. I don't think you've ever asked me and I said no.
No.
I don't think so.
Unless I sort of like pop in last minute. Like I know that's like, of course, you're not going to know. And then, I get on last minute. Hey, you want to come on? It's like, oh crap, he's not on. I can't get a hold of him. Oh my God, what am I going to do? But,
I mean, usually I'll be here, watching regardless. So even if you come last minute, it's like, well, I'm already here. I'm gonna watch your show, so I'll come on your show. So I don't mind whatsoever because I'm always watching your show. I love your show.
Well, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. It's always good to do these things with friends. It's one thing if you find people and say, well, come on the show, you'll be a special guest and blah, blah, blah. But if you really, truly are friends,
yeah,
like, look at us. We killed about 2 hours and 30 minutes talking about literally almost nothing.
Don't say that.
What?
No, it's very, very important topics, very world-changing topics that went on this show.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go with that. Sure. No, there's nothing wrong with talking about nothing though, because that's the premise of Seinfeld, So
That's true. That's true. And you have a very active audience.
Yeah, no, man, I've never seen this kind of chat before in a long time on any other channels. I mean, where do you go? Where do you go from here? Like, where do you go other channels besides yours, of course? I mean,
That's what I'm about to say.
But I mean,
but I'm different. We don't chit chat like this,
Right.
We're just watching a movie. A little different.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, when I was on the other day, I kind of wanted to talk about stuff a little bit, but then I knew we had to move forward with the movie, and I was trying to make jokes and stuff. I'm like, oh crap, they're falling flat. What am I gonna do? But it's fine.
Look, not everyone. The whole point is, and if you've watched any of the other people who do the shows, like Riff Tracks or Mr. Science Theater 3000, is not everyone gets the references to your jokes, and just whatever. Who cares? I'm sure I've made a ton of jokes no one got.
Oh yeah, like I think you have also what you have is a much younger co-host is.
Yes,
and yeah, because I noticed like I made a few references. I'm like, okay, certainly they'll get the Charmin guy, but nobody got the Charmin guy reference.
Nope.
Like, oh crap, what am I gonna do?
Nope.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying, like, I noticed that. Like, I noticed like Rab's younger, probably.
I think Rab's in his 20s,
and
Remy, I believe, is 18.
Oh wow.
Something like that. Yeah, Rav's got a bit of an old soul though.
Yeah,
I would say if he doesn't, he's not going to get the reference, not because he's not from that generation, but because he's not from that culture, like at all.
He's from a different country.
Yeah, he's from Peru.
Yeah. I notice a lot.
Milo Fire did it again, taking words right out of my mouth before I say them. Oh my gosh, Milo Fire. I'm just gonna mute you for the entire show. I'm joking. That's too funny. She mentions depends on where in the world you are too, because literally as I said it.
Yeah, Rabs. Yeah, it's different cultures. I noticed different cultures have different ways about. Like he was going on about the whole like work ethic of that one guy.
he loves to talk about how American things are, and you gotta you watch it vicariously through him. That's why I like him on the show, is because for us certain things are just common. They just gonna happen, but for him this is like something totally bizarre, and I love being able to get that through him. And then with Remy having a girl on, you can make sexist jokes because she can defend herself.
Right.
that's
the thing. If we do it on here, it doesn't really fly. But I will say this. If I crack a sexist joke every once in a while, then at least we got Philo Fire in the audience going, hey, blah, blah, blah. So there is that.
Yeah. No, I try to, if it's a joke, like on my channel, if it's a joke about the movie, I'll put it up.
Right.
I always try to put every joke that's up, or if they respond to us, that's kind of in context, I'll always put it up. I put up most people's comments. I've seen Michael Fontaine goes up all the time. Philo Fire goes up all the time. Aruvax, I think, was on last time, and she got a bunch up there.
Oh.
I try to put everybody up, because that's what we're doing. We're just watching a movie and making fun of it and how silly it is.
Yeah. And I did notice, like, Philo Fire and Michael Fontaine, they both had some really good stuff to add to it. It was, that
sometimes you don't think of it. Sometimes they think of it and you're like, oh my gosh, you're so right. But
that whole lighting thing, like he had that light that wasn't even on, and yet they had all that lighting.
Yeah, every light was turned off, but there was so much light in it. That was so funny.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm gonna test you guys. I'm testing you guys now. I have three scheduled. So if you go and you look at my channel, I schedule, the shows. So there's 3. So the next week and a half, we have a movie scheduled. So that's in case you want to watch them beforehand. You're welcome to. They're free. You can just go download them, whatnot. But I'm about to test you guys. It's going to be torture. You've had it easy till now. You've had it easy, but Satan's cheerleaders, it's going to break some people. It's going to break some people.
I feel like we're kind of like those robots that are trapped in the spaceship.
Well, that's what it is.
And you're Dr.
Forrester.
Yeah, that's what you are. Making us watch it.
Yeah, that movie. So that movie, just to give a bit of a background, is that couldn't have been on, even though it fits into exactly what Mystery Science Theater 3000 used to do. Satan's Cheerleaders, they could never put on because it contains nudity. However, Keith's dad has some, top-notch technology to take care of that. So you'll see coming up. I've showed a couple people the technology, and yeah, it's pretty good. So we'll put that into practice. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'm working on another movie too that I have to do some editing on. But yeah, Satan's Cheerleaders is it's so bad. It's so bad. We'll play some drinking games. There's one of the cheerleaders coach is this girl, and you got to drink every time you want to punch her in the face. That's which you if that's what you're gonna do, just make it low alcohol, because you're gonna do a lot of drinking. Just every scene, you just want to punch her in the face.
So yeah, there you go. Watch out for that. Watch out for Wednesday. I will be on that one, by the way.
Yes, you have to. You have to, bro. This is the one. This is the one that's gonna break everybody.
So with all that being said, man, how about we close out the show? I just want to thank everyone for being on here, for you being on here, and being the way that you are, who you are, and how you are. And I want to wish everyone a good night. And my next show, of course, will be Taco Tuesday. And I hope to see Keith's dad on that one as well.
I will be here.
I hope so, man. And maybe that'll be the show where you guys get to see me turn into a gremlin. Maybe. I don't know.
In that case, I'm taking a really big nap.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, we might have Saggy on that one. I hope we see him. Maybe he pulls away from the abyss. But until then, this has been Hebrew 77 along with Keith's dad, and we will see you guys on Taco Tuesday. Take it easy, everyone, and don't forget to tip your waitresses, but don't tip them too much or they'll fall over. Good night, everybody. Do. I had to, Well, that's the end of the show. And as all shows go, this one must end, don't you know? Hey, you like that music? It's absolutely free. Well, hey, snakes don't always bite, but when they do bite, oh, brother. Hey, what do you mean when snakes bite? Who are you? I'm trying to do my outro here. You ain't never been bit by a snake before. Why do you sound like Carlos Mansantos? Why? Because I'm Carlos Mansantos' brother, dude. Well, if you'll please excuse me, I'm trying to end the show here. Well, don't let me stop you. Ooh-wee! Good night, everybody. Yes, good night, everybody. We'll see you next time on whatever the hell show this is. It's whatever show you got going on at the moment, don't you know? It's the intro for all shows. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Good night, everybody. See you next time. Yeah, see you next time. Yeehaw! Oh.